Now, in Pakistan, all 8 people who were trapped on a broken cable car stranded hundreds of meters above a riverbed have now been rescued. Ground forces have been managing the operation using a zip line after the use of rescue helicopters had to be called off because of nightfall and strong winds. This was how the first rescue unfolded. You can see the helicopter with a rope connected, and then a person is moved out of the cable car before being carried away. Then the rest of those on board, 6 children and their teachers, appear to have been brought down by zip wire. And you can see from these pictures that it's now the middle of the night. These are pictures of the final 2 of those on board the cable car, and they make a safe descent to the ground, and they are, of course, very warmly greeted by the rescuers below. To the newsroom and speak to Nikki Schiller, and there have been such extraordinary images, haven't there, of this rescue today. Nikki, talk us through some of them.
Yeah, absolutely, Lucy. I just wanted to give you an idea of the sheer scale of the operation that has taken place successfully in Pakistan. Here you can see the cable car dangling hundreds of meters underneath this ravine, and there you can see one of the army helicopters that was helping. If I run the pictures, take a look at that helicopter. There you can see dangling out of it one of the army officers that was trying to get down to the cable car early on in the rescue mission. And if I zoom in, you can see that he did manage to get to the cable car to give them some supplies early on in the rescue. Then a few hours later, we had that first rescue of a child from the helicopter. And let me show you those pictures. Keep your eye on the center of the screen here. That is the cable car. Along here you can see the hundreds of people who gathered to watch, and you can actually see the cable line here. Now, as I run the video, you will see the moment that the child, there you go, swings out, and he's now come out of the cable car and he's hanging hundreds of meters up from the helicopter. And you can imagine, having been in that cable car and then you're swinging, the people who gathered cheer and clap as they managed to do that. But then you've got the fact that the helicopter now has to get that child hanging on that rope safely to ground, which they did. However, after that rescue, night fell and the helicopters were grounded, and we had to move to the ground operation. On these pictures, you will see the moment that you can see the rescuers actually physically moving that zip wire along, and we've got the 2 final children that were on board the cable car being brought down by the rescuers, which you can see in the hard hats there, along that zip wire to the rescuers and the rest of the people down on the ground. And of course, lots of cheers from the people on the ground. But I think, Lucy, that gives you a sheer sense of the absolute scale of the operation that has been successfully carried out in Pakistan, both in the air and on the ground via those zip wires.
It's amazing how calm they look, isn't it, during those last few moments there as they're brought along. It really is, it is great, and it is really happy news. Thank you very much for bringing us all of that, talking us through those images. That's Nikki Schiller in the newsroom. We've had a statement through from Pakistan's army. I can just read you some of it, saying that a highly complex and challenging rescue operation in Battagram area has been successfully completed. It said that the Special Services Group Team, SSG, using their expertise, safely rescued individuals trapped in a chairlift at a height of 600 feet. They also say that Pakistan's Air Force helicopter also became part of the operation, and talk about the pilots demonstrating exceptional skill and professionalism. And they also talk about the local cable experts that were contributing to their services to ensure the successful completion of the rescue operation. The statement goes on saying that both the local administration and locals of the area played a significant role in this extremely difficult and dangerous operation. This was an operation of unprecedented difficulty, but it has finished successfully. So that's the latest statement that we've had from Pakistan's army.